Hello folks, L.A. Little here with TA Today, bringing you neoclassical technical analysis on a regular basis, giving you trading ideas, setups, and thoughts about where this market is and where it's going. Let's get into it. Hey folks, I'm looking at the semiconductors. In particular, I'm looking at MU, right, Micron. They got a huge boost today. Based on the idea that somehow some analyst thinks that they can hit 1600, I believe the number was. And so they were up like 20% today. And after hours, I'm looking over here now, after hours they're trading at 950. So another $54 higher tonight. And what I want to bring to you here is, let me pop this over and grab the daily chart for you. Is what I want to show you is this thing's already met target, or at least it's right at target. And what I mean by that is the ABCD, it's a suspect, so this is in play, right? Target is 917. And it should take about, if it extends as long as it's supposed to, 27 bars to get there. Well, it's going to hit that tomorrow. And I'm doing this recording on 5/26. It's about, it looks like it's about 5 hours after the market closed. Look at the bullish here, getting stretched, 82. But then again, this can stretch even more. I mean, we've seen huge moves, 73% in this month alone. Prior month, 53%. So we're talking about fantastic moves to the top side. And it's not just Micron. It's also SanDisk. It's also WDC, it's anything to do with memory is getting these kinds of boosts. I've started a short this evening after hours and am looking to see this thing come back in as a result of this target probably going to get met. Now, be aware that you can't go heavy on something like this because there's another target that's going to get actualized as of today. So 1093 is the next target. And that is an ABCD structure. As you can see here, it started at 488. So if we go back, it looks like it's probably from here up to there, back down, and up again, takes you up to 1093. And so that may be where it's trying to get. We'll have to see how it trades. Usually when you get to one of these targets, you get a little bit of a pullback. Where could that pullback take it? Well, in this particular case, you would think the retest regen, which is this area here, which is basically the bottom of this big spike up as of today. And so that price point, if you took the low of today, not counting the gap, that would be around 820. So you're looking for about $100 of a downside. Well, at least with the after hours, you're looking at about $140, $150 of a downside potentially. And the upside is another 150. So you're kind of like right in the middle if that's where it's going to go. But if it gets a pause because of this, right, then you can get a trade back the other way. Let's look at the other two. I'll start here with WDC, which is Western Digital. You can see here, this is looks like it broke out today. 525.10 closes actually just shy of it, so not quite a breakout. You don't have the volume escalation here. But what you do have is you have the same sort of scenario that we talked about just previously, in that this is a bit extended, right? Even a bit extended here on the short term. You got a target at 536. It got to 520. No, it got to 536.12, just shy, 14 pennies. And so my guess is this gets hit tomorrow, and that would close over the B point, which is here, right, which would activate this one, which could go to 609. And so you have the same sort of setup, right? And just look at the move. I mean, when you're looking at these moves, folks, these are like unreal. This is April of 25, so we're talking about one year, 13 months. You went from a low of $29 basically to 524. That is what, 20x? That's an insane move to the top side. And we understand why it's happening. It's just like, how far can it go? And right now, it's a gamma squeeze to the top side is what's happening. and it's happening here, it's happening in each of them. Let's look at SanDisk. I think SanDisk is going to have about the same story. And if we look at it, let's see what the numbers are here. Yeah, 70 and 78.7. Its target was 1875.97, and it's got a ways to go to get there. 4 more bars suggested to get there. Intermediate is 1878. So these are right together. They're both activated, right? Both of them. And so this looks like that's the target. So when you take all 3 of them together, yes, it can extend a little bit. A lot of times you'll get a little bit of a pullback once targets are hit, which is going to be the case on WDC, is also going to be the case on the MU. So maybe a little bit of a pause, and then one more push to go knock out those big targets. That's the way this looks. I mean, chips are driving everything. They're even driving the S&P now. That's how big they've become. Micron became $1 trillion market cap as of today's trading, up 20+%. And big moves. I've saw this stuff before. I mean, I've seen it before. Back in the 90s in particular, with the Dotcom era. The difference here is the market caps are so large that this movement, 20%, when you're talking about a $1 trillion market cap, you're moving 150, 200 billion a day. I mean, companies back then were worth maybe 50 billion. It's a big difference. And, the good thing here is it keeps rewarding you if you're willing to take the risk. At some point, this is going to fold over because they're stretching it beyond recognition. But until it does, you just got to take your swipes and then flip back to the other side. So, if I go back, and I'll just give you my trading plan here with Micron. If you go back to Micron, I'm looking, we're at 950 tonight. I'm looking for a trade back into this area to get long. And so I'll attempt to ride something back down. I average in a very small price. If it wants to go up there and hit that, I'll do my other price up there, and then I'll take and make the trade such that I can get the pullback. You can't put all your money on a trade, even when it's up another $50 tonight. You just can't put all your money there, because for all we know, it might go hit this one next. And you got to be able to have a little room to average in more if you have to. That's where I'm at. That's the chips driving everything. When the chips stop, the whole ball of wax is going to turn and get a decent reset. But until that happens, the sky's the limit. Have a great one. See you next time.